Good morning and welcome to Book a Day. This morning we're going to be looking at the Word Among Us Press new book called The Heart of a Saint by Bert Gezi, 10 Ways to Grow Closer to God. This book introduces you to 10 saints, but it's not a collection of saints like other biography collections. It takes the life of St. Therese, St. Alred, St. Francis, St. Catherine Drexel, Dorothy Day, St. Angela Merici, St. Rodrigue Gonzalez, Pope John Paul II, St. Jane de Chantal, and Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati. And the way the chapters are set up is really wonderful. He has a good number of pages that really recounts their life, but before he even starts that, he talks about them from his own perspective, and I'll give you a taste of that. He says, regarding Catherine Drexel, I regard Catherine Drexel as an icon of the appropriate human response to God's call. My reflection on her spiritual pathway has opened me to listen more attentively for the diverse ways God is speaking to me. Happily married for 40 years and the proud father of a large family, I don't expect him to reorient my primary vocation. But I suspect God has some things to say to me about being a husband and father, and I want to be sure to pick up his signals. There's an endorsement on the back cover that says, "You've loved Bert Gezi's other books on saints. Let this one lead you through saints new and old, up the path of spiritual growth. I particularly recommend the end of chapter questions, which are simple but potentially life-changing." So at the end of each chapter, there are questions devised together under the heading Think, Pray, and Act. So under Think, it might say, in what ways has God called me and guided me through my life, through scriptures, family members, advisors, the Pope? Pray, set aside half an hour of quiet prayer and reflect on the following questions. What do I think God may be saying to me now? And Act. What one action might you take to respond to God's call now? So more than just the lives of the saints, this book really is a guide to growth and holiness yourself. And in fact, at the very end, there is an afterword called No Excuses. And he talks about 3 readers of a book he had written before called The Heart of a Saint appeared to me in a dream. They came to thank me for the book. But they wanted to explain why they could not become saints, because they felt they were an asterisk on God's call to holiness, and that meant that they were excused from it. And he goes on to describe these 3 people. And then he says, "You didn't make an appearance in my dream," to the reader, "so I hope you are not tempted to make excuses for why you can't decide to become a saint. There really are no excuses, only missed opportunities." And the last paragraph is a story of a gentleman called Arthur Martin, who was a 90-year-old retired chemist who fell and was in a rehabilitation center, and a social worker was asking him the regular battery of questions. And at the very end, she said, "So, Arthur, what is your goal now?" And she expected him to say something like, "To recover and be able to take care of myself again." But after a moment of reflection, he said, "To live a holy life." And so the last question of the book is the key. What is your goal now? Have a great day.